Hi Wide Rainbow, I'm Breckyn Drescher. I'm a New York City based dancer, choreographer, and for today this will be my studio. I don't currently have a studio because all the places I would usually rent from have been closed for health reasons. But I have taken everything and moved it into other places, made some space so I don't accidentally kick anything or hurt myself. And what I would like to do today is a little class, something very introductory, modern dance composition choreography that we can all do and have fun with. For that we will need a notebook and a pen or some paper, just so you can jot down your ideas, inspirations, if you want to doodle, something, whatever helps you to keep track of what we're doing here, or your own creative process. The other thing that we'll need is a camera if you want, so you can record yourself. This is really just for archival purposes, so that you can look back at what you've done if you can't remember what you did and pick and choose, or if you wanted to see what things look like, it's for you. And last, if you want, sound, music, or a costume. Definitely not necessary, but fun. So I think we should just get started. I want to start off by getting warmed up in my body. So we're gonna do a little bit of a warm up. You can follow along. This is really just anything you wanna do. Don't do exactly what I'm doing, and whatever feels good so that you don't get injured and you're ready to dance. So I'm gonna start off with some little circles. Circles, my shoulders, my wrists, circling my hips, my head, circling my feet, my knees, my rib cage, and just really getting nice into these joints. Little circles, big circles. And from here we'll swing. Swinging our arms, swinging our legs, swinging around, up and down, feeling the weight. Like a pendulum. Swinging my knee. Whew. And don't forget the floor. And from here, let's do some shakes. Shaking out any tension, shaking out any insecurities, shaking it out, getting it out. And don't forget to use your breath or your voice if that feels nice too. And from here, I want to talk about my eyes. My eyes are dancing just as much as my body and bringing me in awareness. With my eyes, I see two doors. I see some seats. I see a mirror. I see a light. And I see lots of shoes. So let's combine all these things now. Circles, swings, shakes, and whatever it is I see with my eyes. I see this banana. Whew. And don't be afraid to fall. And don't be afraid to get weird with it, because that's when interesting things happen. And getting bigger, and bigger, and bigger, and bigger, without hurting yourself, obviously. Just to get yourself really warmed up, really these muscles generating some heat, and slowly bring it to a stand. Checking in with your breath, feeling your feet down into the floor. And take a walk. While we're walking, I want to talk about pedestrian movement versus abstract movement. Pedestrian movement is something we all are very familiar with. We all do it all the time. We've been doing it since we were born. This would be walking, sitting, waving, picking something up and throwing it, or brushing your teeth. Things we're all very familiar with, and we know what the meaning of them is. It's very general. Abstract movement would be something that's not so general, but people can kind of assign a meaning to it if they want to and how they choose to. So this would be me deconstructing this emotional body that I'm in to become a line, or a wiggle, or a fall, or anything that comes to mind. Using these ideas, we're going to play some games. So, first thing I want to do is refer to my notebook. Chance procedure. This was developed by Merce Cunningham, mostly with other Dada artists. It's what we don't know what we're going to do until we do it. And then we figure it out from there if we're going to keep it or not. So instead of starting by being inspired by something, we just start making movement by rolling a dice, or in this case, Uno cards. I found these Uno cards. First one, 5, and it's blue. So I'm wearing blue, and I guess I will touch the blue 5 times. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's the beginning of my phrase. Second card, green and a switch. So I know I have this green plant and I will switch it somewhere else. Building a phrase. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Grab the plant, switch it. Now this is gonna be different every time. That's okay. That's why we have a recording of it so we can go back and look at it if we want. Also, it can just be different every time. That's fine. 3, yellow. So the sun is out, it's yellow, and there's lots of rays. And I will choose 1, 2, 3 rays of the sun. So now I've built this phrase. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Move the plant. 1, 2, 3. This is all very abstract, but depending on who's watching, or if I want to assign some kind of meaning or story, that can come along later. Figure it out. Second thing I want to do is an obstacle course. And we're going to use some found objects that we have around the house, whatever you found that inspires you. I've found 5 things, and I'm going to place them randomly around the space. So, let's see. I learned this in college with Doug Verone, so shout out to Dougie. Starting over here, I've created a pattern, a map of sorts within the space, and I can use that, the volume, I can use the width, I can use it in any number of ways. So I'm going to first go to my first object and I'm going to sit on it. First movement. Second movement. Spray bottle. Third movement, I have this tool somebody gave me, and I already forgot what I did, so let's go back and retrace our steps. So we have a ball, we have a spray bottle, we have a tool, and moving on, I have this candle, and this is a very pedestrian movement. Light the candle. My last thing, I have a book. Let's just flip to a page. Let's see, we've got, looking, where's a good one? Scarcely remember. So I scarcely remember. Let's go back. God, ball. And scarcely remember. Let's see what happens when we take these objects out of the space. And now we have a phrase. We can build it, we can add new people into it, they can create their own obstacle course, and you can flip the direction of it, flip the facing, do it at the same time, do it separately. I really just encourage everyone to play and create your own games and create whatever you want to do. And with this information, you can begin to build more ideas, more creative thoughts that will add to the layers of what this means to you or what this would mean to an audience. And depending on where you do it, if you do it in a living room, you do it on the street, you do it on a stage, it will all have a different meaning. So thank you everyone for joining me today. This was really fun. Thank you, Wide Rainbow, and get boogieing with it, get dancing. Thank you so much. I wish everyone lots of health and happiness in this hard time. I'm out of breath.